What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Jets Report. My name is Patrick Siepman. Now, coming up on today's show, I want to go over some winners and some losers on the Jets roster after the 2025 NFL Draft. Now, listen, there are no true losers in this whole situation, but maybe some guys that now have a tougher battle to start for the New York Jets this upcoming year. So we got winners and losers coming your way here in just a second. But first off, speaking about the head coach, Aaron Glenn, who's going to be responsible for developing a lot of these draft picks. Do you trust him? If so, hit that thumbs up icon. But if you don't, you're a little skeptical of Aaron Glenn, comment why down below. But hey, if I was watching today's show, I'd be smashing that thumbs up icon. All right, let's dive into my three winners on the Jets roster following the 2025 NFL Draft. And I think the biggest one by far was running back Breece Hall. And you could also throw Braylon Allen into this equation as well. But I think the biggest reason why Breece Hall is a winner is because let's just say if the Jets in round 2 or round 3 decided to draft a running back, we're probably doing a show right now talking about where Breece Hall could potentially get traded to. And those rumors would have definitely started to heat up. But since the Jets kind of showing some faith in Breece and Braylon Allen by not drafting a running back, I think both these guys, more specifically though, Breece Hall is a massive winner. Now, last year the Jets rushing offense was one of the worst in the National Football League. They were 31st in rushing yards per game, but I don't think it was because of the two running backs. Now, obviously the yards per carry don't look great. Breece Hall only averaging 4.2 yards per clip. Braylon Allen averaging 3.6 yards per clip, but I don't think the rushing issues were because of these two guys. I think it was mainly because of the scheme. I think also with the offensive line getting hurt, especially at the tail half of last season. And, honestly, if you were looking at the Jets offense last year, you had Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson. Your advantage is on the outside. So they weren't as committed to the run as I would have liked them to be. But I think both those guys could have monster years, and I think they could end up having a year like these two did last year, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Now, is Breece Hall as good as Jahmyr Gibbs? No. Is Braylon Allen as good as David Montgomery? Absolutely not. But in terms of how they complement each other, kind of the style of runner each of these guys are, like Breece Hall is that home run hitter like Jahmyr Gibbs is. Braylon Allen is that physical thumper like David Montgomery is. So you can kind of see some comparisons in both of their games to these two Lions running backs. And also makes Breece Hall even a bigger winner here is they drafted Armand Membou. He's going to improve the run game immediately. And you have now this Jets offensive line where you have the good two good tackles. Hopefully Fashanu stays healthy. He ends up looking like a top 10 pick like he was, or a top 11 pick like he was. But then also Armand Membou, if you got those two at the tackle position, is a pretty damn good offensive line for the New York Jets. And, I love their interior. They just got to stay healthy, though. Simpson, Tippmann, and Barrett Tucker. But the Jets should be a better rushing offense this upcoming season. I think Breece Hall will be a big reason for that. I know, listen, I got burned by drafting Breece Hall in the first round of fantasy football last season. If he's available in the third round, I'm probably going to take him. I think he's going to have a monster year statistically for the New York Jets. But how about my second biggest winner here? I'm going to go quarterback Justin Fields. And you may be saying, how is Justin Fields a winner? The Jets did not draft a wide receiver 2. And I understand a lot of people were wanting the New York Jets to go to that wide receiver 2 spot. But I felt like them going Armand Membou and Mason Taylor, those are two picks to make Justin Fields' life easier. Because you want to have the protection up front. You do so with Membou. You also want to have a safety net in the receiving game, which is Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor also talked about that. He was saying, I want to be that guy on these big-time plays in the red zone on third downs where I can be that reliable pass catcher for Justin Fields. And I think, clearly the Jets are going to use Fields' biggest advantage this year, which is his legs. I think they're going to be running him a lot. I think there's going to be a lot of read option, triple option game in the Jets offensive playbook this season, and getting him another good offensive lineman, I think would just help that whole cause. So yes, don't love that they didn't get another wide receiver 2, but I would have rather have them done what they did, where you go get a right tackle, go get a tight end, go get a corner in round 3, and I think Justin Fields' life would just be a lot easier this year with the New York Jets. But how about number 3 here for me? I'm going to go Malachi Corley. Now listen, he was in an interesting spot because the Jets, they only drafted one receiver, which is Arian Smith. And he is an absolute burner. But, the Jets have the 5 guys right now on their depth chart, including Arian Smith, where it's like Garrett Wilson. He's a no-doubt wide receiver 1. We all know that. But then you also have guys like Lazard, Tyler Johnson, Josh Reynolds. Like, the opportunity is there for Malachi Corley to cement himself as the wide receiver 2, and just the second option in this wide receiver room. Because I'm sure when the week 1 depth chart gets rolled out there, they will list Corley as a wide receiver 2. But let's just say they took a receiver in the second or third round, he would have probably had the battled out with that guy for that second wide receiver spot. So I think Corley is a winner, just mainly because the Jets decided to go, Mason Taylor in round 2 over one of these top wide receiver prospects in the 2025 NFL draft. But I'll ask you guys, who is the biggest winner on the Jets from the draft? For me, I think it's obvious. I think it's Breece Hall. But if you guys got a different name, maybe one I did not mention, please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Who is the biggest winner on the Jets from the 2025 NFL draft? All right, let's talk about some losers from the draft. Now, obviously, there are no true losers here, but there are some guys that, possibly got jumped in the depth chart. And we're going to start off with tight end Stone Smart. Now, I think he is no doubt locked in to be the tight end 3 this year. Now, he was pretty good for the Chargers when he had to fill in for Will Dissly when he had to miss some time, but I think them drafting Mason Taylor, this just bumps him down to the tight end 3 on the depth chart. Now, him and Jeremy Ruckert could battle it out for tight end 2, but I think they'll lean Fields' college tight end over Stone Smart. Now, he is a pretty solid receiving option, not too good as an inline blocker, but if you want to split him out wide, maybe if Mason Taylor has to go down for a game, he actually is a quality depth piece for that tight end group, but I think these two will, no doubt be the top 2 tight ends on the Jets roster this season. Now, another loser here, I'm going to go Tony Adams. Now, Tony Adams was in line to start at strong safety for the Jets before the draft, but honestly, I think after the draft has came and gone, and specifically the Jets taking Malachi Moore in the 4th round, I think he's going to start. This guy's a tremendous football player. Yes, is he, or did he grade out athletically the best at the scouting combine or just in general throughout this whole process? No, but when he's out there on the football field and you're watching his tape, this guy's a hell of a football player. Also, Aaron Glenn, he pretty much is an Aaron Glenn carbon copy. The way he talks about the game of football, he is truly just an Aaron Glenn guy. So I think even though he was a 4th round pick, I think he's going to start week 1, which would put Tony Adams to the bench behind, obviously, Malachi Moore and Andre Sisco at the safety position. But another loser we have here, we're going to stick in the secondary. I'm going to go Brandon Stephens. Now, I still think Brandon Stephens has a very good chance to get a lot of reps this season. No doubt he will be, worst case scenario, the cornerback 3 on this depth chart. Probably end up being the cornerback 2 for at least the first couple of months of the season. But I think just them taking Thomas out of Florida State here, he'll make an immediate impact for the Jets secondary right away. And you got to give credit to Mougey. The fact that you're able to get this guy in round 3 when a lot of people had a round 2 grade on him, he should make an impact like a round 2 guy. So whether that's, week 1 he's starting across from Sauce Gardner, I don't know when it will be, but I would fully expect Thomas to be a focal point of this secondary. It might just bump Brandon Stephens down one spot on the depth chart. But hey, if you guys made it to the end of today's show, our winners and losers segment here at the Jets Report, hit me with me down below in the comment section. Also hit me up on Twitter at Pat Sieps for more NFL content. But we'll see you guys next time. As always, go Jets.